Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Grab a cup of tea. That's what I did. It's Saturday morning. It's officially like one of my favorite times of the week because this is the day that I get to sit down and craft with you guys and make my videos for the week. So, yippee! So I've got my chai tea today. And what I'm going to be working with are these printables. This is from Ruby&pearlxo on Etsy. Now, Heather is the shop owner of Ruby and Pearl, and she has a YouTube channel, which is by the same name. And she makes exquisite journals. Love them, handmade. And she makes exquisite printables, in my opinion. So I'm going to be working with these today, and I'm going to combine them with a brand new Maggie Holmes release called Market Square. I haven't even opened this yet, you guys. Let's open it up. I want you to see what's inside. I want to see what's inside. Oh, yes. So I bought this 6x8. But I also bought a 12x12 single-sided. You can also get 12x12 sheets that are double-sided. But I really like this one for most of my card making. I can make 5x7 cards with this, or I can make the A2. Look, it has some gold embossing. And I'm not a country girl. I'm not really a horse person, but I love this paper so much. I kind of had a traumatic horse experience, which I need to record in my childhood journal, my art journal that I'm making here on my channel ever so slowly. Look at that one. So this is the paper. Ooh, this one inspired me so very much. So I'm going to be replicating this paper for sure. Every page is different. That pig cracks me up. Again, some fantastic horses. I love the geese, the sheep. Love it. Love how whimsical. And then florals are like my love language. Look at that. I even like this. I love that. This, that, all of it. Every single page. That's just how it goes with Maggie Holmes. I don't even need to know. I don't even need to look. Every single Maggie Holmes collection is a win for me. So this is what I'm excited about. I'm excited. I did not buy the ephemera, right? I just bought 2 paper pads, and then I bought my Ruby and Pearl printables instead off Etsy. And she does have a nice angel policy to where as long as you're not selling this or selling the digital and you actually turn these into something and make a finished product with her images, then you can use them. So you can make a few cards, you can make a junk journal, you can do things like that with her printables, and it fits within her angel policy, which I totally love. That is definitely something to pay attention to when you're purchasing printables. Before you purchase a printable from any shop, make sure to read their angel policy. Some of them won't allow you to use them at all for anything but personal use, and then others have a little more flexibility, like this one. So this is the golden hour. You get these 3 pages, and I love them. And this one has sentiments. Now, okay, real quick before we get into the making, this is 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and this is exactly how it would print if you didn't change anything. This is how it prints if you put 2 to a page. So if I had done only 1 to a page, it would have printed to this size, but because I did 2 to a page, I got them a little bit smaller. Then I took this one and did 4 to a page because I really want to use these sentiments in a card. And so 4 to a page is basically roughly an A2 card size. Now my printer prints borders and edges, so you have to take that into consideration. But I just printed 4 to a page, and I'll be able to crop those out. Okay, this is a different one. This is, I think it's called Blossoms, Polaroid Blossoms, something like that. Sorry, I didn't write it down. But again, flowers are my love language, so love these. Okay, this is how one page prints. This is when I printed 4 to a page. I wanted some little bitty ones to fit inside of my cards, because you guys know I do the insides of my cards. And then this is just how it would print. I mean, every single one of these makes me crazy happy. Love it. Now this is from a completely different kit, but I'm going to be using it. I want it for layering. And this little image right here actually covers a full sheet, but I printed, again, this one I printed 6 to a page. So we'll probably be making at least 6 cards in this video. All right, I usually don't go through my supplies and tell you that much about what I'm doing before I even start doing, but I really wanted to share this brand new Maggie Holmes with you. I really wanted to share these printables with you and all the different ways you can print them. So let's start making some cards. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is pick out my background paper, and with these Maggie Holmes paper pads, every page is different. So they don't double up. It's just every page is different. So I am picking, I believe I made 6 or 7 of these cards. I can't remember in the end. I could have made 15 of them. I had so much fun in this card making session. Okay, so I am cutting the background layers down to 4 by 6. And because I'm making 5 by 7 cards. So I am definitely in the 5 by 7 card making at this point, the majority of the time. Okay, now it's time to cut these things down. So if you saw my collage card video, I'm definitely feeling like Goldilocks with my paper trimmers. This is another one that's new to me. I like it because it's a rotary blade and it's self-sharpening, but the only downside, and this is just a persnickety thing, is that it sounds and feels like metal on metal. So if you're sensitive to those kinds of things, you know, like fingers on a chalkboard, it might not be the trimmer for you. I'm still deciding if it's the trimmer for me, to be honest. So, you know, I just want something where I don't have to replace blades very often. I just like the Tim Holtz ones are self-sharpening, and I've always loved that. Anyways, okay, so this is a Tim Holtz. This is the decal trimmer. And it's also something I had to get used to because of the sound, and but I'm used to it now and I do appreciate it. For me, I have to kind of warm up to things a little, but I just like that I can get a rough edge on things so easily. If you don't have it, use your scissors. Scissors give like a totally different look. But what I love about running my scissors around the edges is you get dimension. So if you don't want to add a bunch of foam tape, you don't have to if you do that. All right, I've done this before on my channel many times, I think at this point, but I'm using just this transparent tape, and that's a silicone mat I'm putting it down on. And then I'm going to bring in some alcohol ink and kind of make some aged tape. I've used a few different browns for this in the past, and I don't really think it matters which one. If you only had one, try it. But definitely the alcohol ink makes a difference. And so now I'm kind of tearing that photo there because I wanted it to make sense. Like, why would someone have tape on it? Well, because it's torn. So it's just kind of a aging aspect, and I just love the way that looks. Some of the Ruby and Co, or it's not Ruby and Co, Ruby and Pearl XO images had that look to them. Okay, so this is like a tall beverage bag, like a wine bottle would be put in or something like that. I have 500 of them in my stash. Literally, I bought a package of them because they were like $10 at one time. And they make great just journal things and for wrapping gifts. I don't know. You could use a brown lunch bag for this. All right, so I've got this white stencil paste from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to bring in a stencil and I'm going to stencil all over those. So there those are. And of course that had been given time to dry. And now I'm just kind of grouping everything together. I had cut most things with the decal edge trimmer. And here's where I'm adding my aged looking tape to a few of the Polaroids as well. It's funny how this one little detail really adds so much. And now I can get into my layering happiness, my little happy place of layering things up and layering ephemera. I'm going to do a few of these on camera with you guys. I'm picking my sentiments. I have them all stacked there. I really like this kind of card making where I kind of get all my ingredients together the way I want them. I get them sorted, and then I can just kind of mass produce my card fronts. And like with these, I'm not even tacking them down. I just kind of set it to the side and grab the next and get into the flow of putting these together. I just love these sentiments. They're so lovely. These cards, if you guys saw my collage card video, then I mentioned in there that I'm making sets of cards for people for Christmas gifts. So this is another set of cards that I'm making, or that I made to give as a gift to someone. So I have boxes that I'll put them in, and then I'll wrap tulle around them, and I package them. I try to package them very nicely so it really feels like a gift. And I love having things like this on hand. That way when people pop over, people that you maybe weren't planning on seeing, or someone brings an extra guest to the party, no one's left out. So I usually have a box of about 5 to 10 gifts that are like that. They're usually always something to this effect. It'll be like a box of my handmade cards. It'll be maybe a small notebook or journal that I've made. And then I usually buy like some prepackaged kind of store-bought specialty Christmas cakes or something like that. There's an Italian cake that I really like. I can't think of what it's called, but it's in a yellow box. I usually will have 1 or 2 of those on hand and just ready to give. And then if I don't need as many, no big deal. The cards and the journals just go back in my stash. Okay, so that's all I'm doing is layering, and I do try to change it because all of these are going to the same person as a gift. Of course, I don't think they're going to give all of them to the same person, but at least for the person who's receiving these as a set, they can hopefully appreciate that each card is unique, handmade, one of a kind. And so I think it makes it more fun for them to receive, and it makes it more fun for me to make it. I certainly love variety. You guys, I'm so excited. We got all of our Christmas gifts wrapped. Woohoo! Like, I'll never forget a couple of years ago, we were so busy that we didn't get our gifts wrapped until like 2 days before Christmas or the day before Christmas. And it felt so defeating because the next day it's like all undone. And it was like, oh, I just got that done yesterday. So we try to get them done earlier now. Plus it helps build the anticipation for the children seeing their gifts under the tree. My son is totally into Legos. He always has been since he was 3. And so he went and was shaking boxes. I was like, careful shaking those boxes. One year I put like maracas and shakers and musical instruments in. So as he would shake the Lego sets, he couldn't tell they were Legos. So it made the boxes extra noisy that year. Now I just try to hide them at the back of the tree. Okay, I brought in my photo corner punch. I really haven't given this much love, but I wanted it for a long time and finally got it, so I need to use it. I thought it just would add a sweet touch to this. And honestly, I think it would have been more noticeable if I'd used like a gold foil paper or something like that, but I still really like what it's adding, what it's bringing to the table. I like it. I just love this paper so much. It's beautiful. I don't have any affiliate links or anything down below for you guys, but if you want to find it, then you can find it definitely probably at scrapbook.com or a Cherry on Top. Those are the 2 places I shop for my patterned paper. I also give love to small Etsy shops as well, but I didn't see it in any of my small Etsy shops. It's still really new. So I'm just gluing everything down. Some layers you noticed I popped up with foam tape, and some I'm going to use cardboard because it's just easier and I think it's more friendly on the environment. And I can cut my chunks to whatever size I want. So yeah, I just cut down a piece of cardboard. This is the corrugated one, which I was showing you. So it's super dimensional. One thing I've been meaning to do for like 3 years is make up a little card to give with my cards to let people know, like, hey, if the card's extra thick or heavy, you might need to add extra postage, just as a reminder. I send so many that I know it, but others don't think of that kind of thing. Look at that horse. And I loved that this ephemera pack was called the Golden Hour, because that's what I used to always call it. When the sun is setting and everything's golden, and I had no idea other people called it that too. So my heart just kind of jumped for joy with that. I think these are beautiful. I know I would love to get these as a gift, and I believe whoever will get them will love them as well. I'm actually thinking about giving them to one of my nieces. I think this is very much in her wheelhouse of things that she would love, and she always appreciates the things I make for her. So I'm thinking about giving these to her. I have some other things for her too, but I think she would really like these. So I need to get busy and make some more. I'm kind of behind the ball this year on making my card sets for Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tell you what, for me, a 20-minute video is just like the sweet spot of being able to hang out with you guys, craft with you guys, and me not feel overly rushed trying to tell you everything in the voiceover. I added some of the tape to that piece as well, and just randomly put things. This is how I did all the insides, are pretty much the same. And I used the top portion of the paper that had the hole in it and just covered it up with the little flower picture. So that's why they're all placed in the same place. They're disguising a hole in the paper. Oh, I just love these cards. I'm so glad I have a video of them now because I'm giving them away. I'll never remake them. So I'm glad I got to capture this. This one I just put some embroidery floss on it, especially because the photo was in black and white. I just wanted to inject a little more color and texture. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all so very much. I finally got caught up on comments last night. It took me a few hours. I'm determined to get better about it. I do love reading y'all's comments so very much. All right, catch you next time. Bye.